Eagles here on the Q96.5 FM. Yeah, you got to let that go out too. You know, you got to get the entire song, Jeff Herb, don't you? You got to let it play all the way to the last note, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got to hear it all.
That's the way I am. I just got to let it go all the way to the end with certain songs. Some songs I don't like the ending, so I just talk right over the top of
them. Some of them are pretty special, though.
Yeah, some of them are pretty special. There's no doubt about that. Hey, how's everything on this Thirsty Thursday?
Good morning, Jim. Yeah, it's kind of a damp Thirsty Thursday out there.
Yeah, it is a
but
damp
I like
Thursday.
It.
Yeah.
I like it.
We were needing a little rain, I think. Don't you think? Everything was dry.
We actually did. And you know how we know that is we golfed last night, and the golf course is getting rather dry.
Yeah.
So the balls are bouncing all over the place. So, yeah, we need to soften that golf course up a little bit.
I agree. That was a good thing. And I think the farmers were happy, too, that they got a little rain on that corn that's starting to pop its head up, you know?
Yep. And it seems crazy after all the rain we had, what was that, a week ago, that we'd need more rain already. But, yeah, it kind of dried out.
It dried out in a hurry. There's no doubt about that. Well, it was good. It's good to have a nice little rain, and it needs to go away. So Saturday and Sunday, if you'd like to go out and play golf again, you can.
That's right. Yep. Boy, we had a great weekend last weekend, and I hope we have another one like it this weekend.
I do too, man. I do too. How was the golf game last night?
You know, I was solidly mediocre. I shot my handicap. Okay. I think they've got me to 5 handicap for 9 holes right now, and I've literally been 5 over par the first 3 weeks. So I'm playing to my handicap.
That's good. You know,
I don't know. I kind of like to do better than that.
Yeah, but then they will accuse you of sandbagging at that point in time.
Well, that's true. I'm not sandbagging, that's for sure. But there's just some nights, putts go in and some nights they don't. For whatever reason, I have not been dropping any putts, but I've just been plodding along. But how about your game? I think you've been doing pretty well.
Well, last night was my best night so far. Now my handicap is 10, so that that means that I need to be playing 1 over bogey, and I played 1 over bogey last night. But for me, that wasn't all that bad, and it was the very last hole that I got that darn double, and I missed 3 or 4 par opportunities, and it wasn't a bad night. It was a good night.
Yeah. Well, and when you're the higher handicap. Yeah. Usually what happens, and I've golfed with you quite a bit, so I know you actually strike the ball pretty good. So it's just a matter of avoiding the big number on a hole, where you're going to have a double or a triple. But for you, Jim, I like your chances as the league progresses through the year. You're playing regularly now. Your handicap is going to continually drop, which means you're going to be beating your handicap a lot, which means you're going to be beating your competition a lot. Ooh. So if we had a pair mutual, I might put my money on Jim Funderburg this year.
Oh, there you go. Well, you put me up there a little bit. I'm feeling better about everything. Well,
I know. I'm being dead serious too, because I really think you got potential. You're going to have some good rounds this year. That means you're going to kick butt.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so. How's that? We had a good night last night. Now we played Todd Hernandez, a good friend of yours.
Yeah,
his wife, which was a whole lot of fun last night.
Good people there, good people.
Yeah, very good people, and Todd, a good golfer. His wife getting back in the swing of things and all, but it really was a fun twosome to play with last night.
Yeah, and I had a couple Edgerton boys last night that we were playing against, and my gosh, they started out a house of fire. Birdies right out of the gate for the first few holes, and we got solidly thumped last night. Ooh. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's the best part of golf league is all the folks you get to golf with.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Jeff is a ringer. There's no doubt about that.
Well, yeah, he's the guy that had two birdies first 2 holes, and then Chad Wanstedt started in. Then he took off and he started birdieing everything. So wow. I think they both had a couple bad holes, but they both ended up with 39. So they had a pretty solid night.
Yeah, that is a very solid night. There's no doubt about that. Well, I think we won quite a few points last night, so that'll help us move up the standings a little bit.
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys are going to be good this year, and Scotty's he's steady, so he'll be there for you every week, and you're going to be the guy that gets all the points.
Well, we can only hope. How's that? I'd hate to be the guy that Scotty's got to just drag around the course all day long. You know what I mean? Kind of like DC, like playing with DC all the time. You hit the ball and drag DC, and hit the ball and drag DC. It's just the way. Every time I've been playing golf with DC for 20 years, and it's always been that way.
I can see his face in my mind right now.
He's working right now, but he will watch the replay of this. And this was especially for him. How's that? Okay.
There you go. Yes. I have a feeling you're going to get a text.
Yeah, I've got a feeling I get a text, and I got a feeling I'll get his A game when we play him. And,
that's right. Yeah, be careful. Don't poke the bear.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, because they're pretty solid bunch of golfers too.
Yeah, they're very competitive and they're very serious. Like they actually play hard when they're out there. They take it very serious.
Yeah, it was a fun night. It was a good night of golf, and you can't go wrong playing 9 holes on a Wednesday night every Wednesday night.
Oh, gosh, it's something to look forward to, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? The neat thing is our buddy Danny Britt, I got Danny Britt on an interview coming up next week, okay, from Austin, Texas. And Danny does a Wednesday night show from his house, and it starts at 8 o'clock our time. So Scotty and I, the last hole of the game last night, had Danny Britt on the speaker. Okay,
perfect.
Listening to a little music out of Texas. We got a shout out from Austin, Texas last night after the round.
How about that?
Life is good, Jeff.
Yeah.
You know what an amazing thing that trip we took last year to Texas is really paid off tenfold for us all.
Yeah,
how's that?
That was one of those special trips, where you got to meet a lot of really cool folks and hang out in some really cool places. That was one of those really special trips.
Yeah, that really was. You'll have to listen to the interview because he describes how we were in Kirby's basement, okay, for the show that night and the jam that they had going on last night. And Danny Britt tells the story of how that basement became a basement because before that it was a concrete floor where they kept their dogs. How's that?
Right.
Now, it's hard to imagine from what we saw last year that was ever a dog kennel.
No, that was one of the plushest basements I've ever been in. Maybe the biggest private bar I've ever seen.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was probably, what do you think it was, 15 feet to the ceiling?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that at all. Yeah, and it was the entire width and length of a very large house.
Yeah, it was huge.
Now, he says Kirby now describes that as he's got a 2-bedroom house over a bar.
That's a pretty good description. Yeah, my gosh, you could probably get 40 people easily, comfortably down there.
Very comfortably, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Danny says that the maximum load in there is 60. Okay, so and that you'd be about right. It's a big place with a nice big deck on the front and the whole works. So it's a beautiful situation.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on at the main stops on this Thirsty Thursday?
Well, we're just, things are progressing here. So we're getting busier and busier, and it's really, really good to see a lot of the folks that had been staying home and not going to work every day or working every day again. That's really good to see. Things are starting to move and shake again. And so we're just, we're happy to see everybody again. And of course, it's summertime. So summertime means beer caves and cold beverages and snacks and we're ready for it. So come on in and see us at the main stops.
Yeah, no doubt. I swung by. The Holbrooks had a little get together on their front yard the other day in the Peters edition, right out basically from the West High Street main stop. If you head due south, you almost hit their front yard. So the other night before the concert, I swung by the main stop there on West High Street and picked up a couple of beverages, and the whole neighborhood was out as these guys were playing their music on what was it? I think it was Saturday night. Boy, last weekend was a goofy thing.
One good day after the other.
Yeah, but it was, it's been, the schedule has been so messed up, and then you add an extra day to the vacation and the whole thing. I don't even know what day it is today, but I do know it's Thursday. How's that?
It is Thursday. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. You redid the pumps over on West High Street too. Those are nice.
Yes, Heidi got some new pumps, and we've had the other ones been there for a long time, and we tried upgrading them numerous times, and so finally it was time to just put some new ones on the island. So yeah, so all the customers should enjoy the new pumps, and they had to bear with us. It takes about a day to get the old ones out and get the new ones in. So appreciate everybody bearing with us through that process. But now we're back up and should be good to go for a number of years.
Yeah, no doubt, and they're nice. Those are premium, contraptions there. I would say those are high-end units that you put in over there.
Well, Heidi sells a lot of gas there. That is a high-volume location. It's a great location to begin with because there's not much else on the west side of town, but we have a great staff at that store. If you haven't been to the West Bryan Main Stop in a while, you really should stop in and check it out. We've added a beer cave to it, and Heidi runs a great store. We have great folks there. So yeah, it was time, and we're gonna continue to invest in all of the main stops in the area and try to make them better and bigger and nicer as we go.
Oh man, they're nice places to start with right now. So any improvements, I don't know how you can improve most of them. That would be difficult to do. You've got some wonderful stores around Northwest Ohio.
We do. We take it very seriously, and if you want to be operational almost 100% of the time, you have to keep up with technology and you have to put good equipment in. So we take that very seriously.
Yeah, no doubt. What's on the horizon here as we head towards summer? Are there any? I know the last couple of weeks you've been busy starting to talk to suppliers again. Is there any secrets we can divulge today?
Well, there's everybody is still phasing in. So the business community, you've got like two sides of the business community. You've got folks like us. We've been open and running, and we've been considered an essential business. So we've been business as usual the whole time. We've put in additional safety measures for sanitation, and we put the plexiglass up between the customer and the clerks, and we've done all those kind of things. But as far as operating, we've been operating as normal. A lot of the companies that we do business with are big corporations, so their sales force, they have kept their sales force in, so they haven't been out in the field. So right now they're just starting to let them out in the field. So most companies are starting kind of normal operations the first week of June. So I have been having phone, conversations, phone meetings, Zoom meetings, that kind of thing. But we're going to start back up June in kind of normal business mode. So they are literally a quarter behind. So when they roll new products out, generally they do it, 3 quarters ahead. Well, now everything was put on hold for a quarter. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they handle this the summer season, because they all have summer products that they want to get in the stores before summer. And here we are. So
no doubt.
So I have a feeling it'll be a little bit jumbled up this year, but you're going to see all sorts of new products coming in the stores. We were slated, I think back in January, I got the slate of new products, and there is a bunch of fun stuff coming into the beer coolers. So keep your eye on the beer coolers. So as the closer we get here in the probably next 2 to 3 weeks, you'll start seeing a lot of new products in the beer caves that you might want to try.
Well, I'll tell you what, the beer cave was full on Friday night or Saturday night, whatever that night was that I went over to the Holbrooks. I think it was Saturday. The beer was cold. The beer was delicious, as it always is. And I know both main stops in Bryan do a great job. I really shouldn't, I pay favorite. I've got a favorite over here on this side of town because, there's kind of a special relationship between they and me and our buddy Tommy, who they like to harass for me on a regular basis. So there's a special place in my heart here, but both main stops are wonderful places in Bryan.
They really are. Yep, they really are. And that's how it works, though, right? We have our stops. So if the main stop on the west side's the closest store to you, that's going to be your main stop. That's just the way it works. So
yeah, and you know, I'm unusual because I live out in Lakeland Woods, so the main stop on Union Street oftentimes becomes my go-to spot if I'm just coming from the house, going into the store, needing something, gas, whatever, and then back to the house. If I'm heading to the radio station, though, obviously these guys are right around the corner from us over here.
Right.
So I head over and see Heidi and Joanne and all those folks, and it's always a good time to go over and see Don and the whole crew. You know, you got a great crew over at both stores here.
Yep, we sure do.
You really
Absolutely.
do. All right, what's on your agenda for the rest of the day, man? Are you going to straighten those dudes up in Columbus today or do anything good for us today?
Yeah, you know, right now, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on in Columbus that we're keeping an eye on, but the meeting last week went very well, by the way. We were able to help a couple legislators understand the gas business, and I think it actually was quite effective. I think they, once they understood how the gas business works, they are going to go back and they're going to rework on their legislation. So that's the kind of collaboration that really should happen between legislators and business, because legislators have a lot of power, and you know, when they start legislating for business and they start regulating business, they got to be careful because there's all sorts of unintended consequences. And in this case, we had two really good legislators who were open to hearing how things work and listen to our suggestions. So I think it was a very positive meeting last week.
Wonderful. That sounds good. I know you have a busy day on this Thursday, so I'm going to let you loose.
Well, it's good to see you, Jim, and I wish everybody a happy Thursday, and don't forget to get the big one. Yeah,
grab the big one all day long today. 79 cents. Get your coffee, cappuccino, or fountain drinks at all the main stops on this Thursday. And Jeffrey, thank you, man. It was good seeing you.
Good to see you, Jim.
Last night, we need to get out and hit a golf ball with just the four of us again, man. Get our fours together here.
Yes, I haven't given DC any money for a while, so it's time.
Yeah, it is about time. And you know how bankers are, man. During this pandemic time, he's probably just starving right now.
Oh, I know. Yeah. He's hardly had anything to do.
It's exactly it. Hey, happy Thursday, Jeffrey.
See you, Jim.
See you, Jeff. Back in the Classic Hits on the Q 96.5 FM.